Well, hello everyone. Hopefully you're having a truly awesome and wonderful day. Right now we're going to be doing a showcase of Java games actually working on the mini classics, and this had to be done in a very, very particular special way because it would not ordinarily work whatsoever. I mean, we could actually run these with a J2ME emulator on PC, but the J2ME port that runs Java games on the mini classics or even RetroArch in general, it doesn't actually support any Java games whatsoever for now. So what we're doing here is doing a very, very cool thing, running Java games via PSP KVM on the PPSSPP Extreme cores. And once you open this up, and I'll have an installation for this for all the mini classics for the Mega Drive, SNES, NES, and of course the PlayStation Classic and Amiga 500 Mini. We're going to go to System Midlets or Installed Midlets and think of these as essentially game apps or programs. So if we click this one right here, we can go to Find Applications. And again, I'm going to do a tutorial on how to do this all. Right now where it says Install for Memory Stick, this would normally only work on your real PSP on the custom firmware 1.5 or higher, or your Vita, or standalone PPSSPP if you know how to work that. But I'm doing this on the Libretro PPSSPP Extreme fork right now, and that's the way it's going to be because this is more dummy proof for those of you who don't have the grasp and ability to actually run standalone PPSSPP. So here we go. We're going to go choose a game here, and of course none other than Chuck Norris' Bring On the Pain here, and very, very cool stuff indeed here. You might notice that I actually specifically put in the resolutions of these games because it'll make it easier to choose the phone model that correlates to it. So 208 times 208 is actually going to be right down here, Nokia 8801. Here we go. And be very, very careful and wary of pushing the buttons too fast because you may skip right past the enable sound parameter. And one caveat here is you're not going to have the full-on sound effects. It's almost like playing Adventures of Batman and Robin on the Sega Genesis, a.k.a. Mega Drive, where you had the surreal style of music overpowering the very, very, very low sound effects. I found that very, very cool, and this is what it feels like when I'm playing these Java games. Chuck Norris got his driver's license at the age of 16 seconds. I love these Chuckisms. And I'm wondering what the true origin, what the first Chuckism ever is. Who coined that, the Chuckism type thing? Okay, let's check this out for a minute here. Yes, this will work on all the mini classics. I, Chuck Norris, have to smack the commandos down. And I love these games. I mean, they definitely need to have this like on PSN or Switch or Xbox. I mean, we have some fun over the years, like licensed games like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, the Mega Drive version, as well as the arcade version. Love these. Of course, we have the custom CD soundtracks where we can run MSU, MD, and, of course, the arcade CD soundtracks with the real Michael Jackson music. That's badass, too. But I also like Michael Jordan, Chaos in Windy City, that basketball-oriented action-adventure game for, of course, Super Nintendo. We have Shaq Fu with Shaquille O'Neal, plus the side-scrolling brawler game, which is pretty cool on Next Gen. Heads up, I heard Chuck Norris is in this way. No way, he is on the other side of the world right now. Look at this, another Chuckism. I hate to disappoint them. He apparently ran all the way from one side of the world to the other, just like that. And be sure to let me know what your favorite Chuck Norris movie is. Me, personally, I like Silent Rage. And he takes on a serial killer in the movie who has the makings of a Michael Myers. He literally is practically invulnerable. He can take knives, gunshots, and nothing takes him down at all. I mean, if you want to watch a horror movie with Chuck Norris, Silent Rage it is. And you'll notice that the killer in Silent Rage is also the killer in the movie Cobra. And you might remember David Rash, who played Sledgehammer, also showing up in Cobra. And, of course, David Rash was, I believe he was the president in another movie. I love seeing these like actors you see in like old school movies and showing up as presidents or senators or governors in other movies. Level complete. We'll do a little bit more here, and I love this game particularly because, look, we can actually get upgrades based on the amount of earnings we have. Check this out real quick here. So let's see what we can do here. When the boogeyman goes to sleep every night, he checks the closet for Chuck Norris. Life upgrade, 2,000 to learn. We can do bang bang, I guess better punches. Fury level. So I'm just going to push start here and go past it. The only time Chuck Norris was wrong was when he thought he had made a mistake. Oh, wow. Funny stuff indeed. Oh, I like the destructible canisters. I mean, remember the game Black that was on PS2? Fully destructible environment. But you play a game like Battlefield or Call of Duty, you can throw a grenade in the wall. It doesn't do anything to the walls. I want my fully destructible environments like the Black game all over again. And of course, Black is on Xbox. You can still play it on Xbox. And I would love to see it on PSN. Oh, yeah. So I'm definitely going to be coming back and playing this game. And if you want to go back to the menu to choose other games, you can go down L1, R1, and push triangle. And say, for example, you want to end the game, push start on the game, click end. And if you pick the wrong phone model or need to rebind your controls, you can actually push start and go to select device right here. And right there, you can actually overclock or underclock. We can do 333, 222, or 111. If you have a game that has a little bit of like choppy sound, go down to 222. But we're going to leave it at 333. And then you can change your controls. Say if you don't want to jump with the up button, you can push, bind it to another key. We push save, and we're out of there. Okay, I actually didn't want to play the game again. So I'm going to go to find applications, install another game. And let's do a Castlevania clone. And I love the thing here that Game Loft is like the king of doing clone games. So where we had like Deep Impact and Armageddon, we have clone games for the mobile phone market that Game Loft made. We have like our version of like Splinter Cell, Uncharted, Tomb Raider, and so on. So what we're going to do right now is check one of these out. It should be on my list. No rhyme, no reason here. It was called Soul of Darkness. Obviously, once you install these, you don't have to go through this list. I just do them all in one folder for now. There we go, Soul of Darkness. I passed it up. 208 by 208. Install. And if you try doing this, typically, even like right now, if you like see what I do in the video and you try doing this, you're going to end up getting connection dropped out, game failed to install, try again, no matter what you do. But don't worry, I had this all sorted out so you're going to be able to do this on the Mini Classics with no problem, no hassle whatsoever. I'll make it nice and easy for y'all. So we're going to go back to Nokia down here. 208 by 208. And I'd recommend doing like 240 times 320 or 208 by 208 or 176 by 208 as the optimal resolutions. Select button on the bottom left would be pretty much your left keybind. Start would be your bottom right. So if I click start, it'll go no. If I push select, it'll do yes. I want my sound. We got our sound. And this is a very, very nifty Castlevania style game. You can actually play this on DSi, but unfortunately there's no like DS ROM dump for this that I'm aware of. Otherwise, you might be able to run this on like Drastic. For right now, you have to run the mobile phone version of this, or run it on like a 3DS. And I believe, didn't they take down the 3DS market anyway, so you might not even be able to buy this anymore anyway. So one problem here that I had with this game, and I did this in my previous demonstration, is I actually made it where I didn't have to jump pushing the up button. You'll see what I'm talking about here. So right now, it's a little bit tricky to jump pushing the up button. So, there we go. So I actually rebind it so I could jump using an actual button. So right now, I have it where I'm jumping with the up button, but I also have it where I can push triangle to jump. You'll see what I did right here. Let's go to the thing here and save my bind. So select device, and you'll see what I did right here. Check where my jump button is, number 2 here. It'll be right down there. This actually right there where it says it was binded to up originally. So what I did is I binded the up button to actually be the little backdash right there. So up is a backdash, and I made it where number 2 is actually my jump button with the triangle, and it worked out just fine. So I could push start, get out of there, and go back to the game. And again, the game's going to resume. The game will actually resume unless you actually exit the game by pushing start and then end. So resume. And make sure you end the game. I'd recommend ending the game before you close the emulator just to make sure the save file configurations are all good to go. But so much better to jump with the triangle button here. Bam! Look how easy that is. I feel like I'm doing some Devil May Cry style action or God of War action here where you can like jump. I want to be able to do like multiple attacks in the air. There we go. So much better. But yes, Soul of Darkness, one of the best Metroidvania style clones there are. And you can play this for a good solid couple hours. Fun stuff indeed. Oh yeah. It's weird though. I'm hearing this music here, and it kind of reminds me of the type of music I'd hear in like Sega Castle of Illusion when you're going through the castle, literally. Whoa! I saw that coming. Kind of reminds me of Mighty Number 9 where you have the 3D obelisk coming down at you in that one stage. So Soul of Darkness, badass game. I'm going to push start. And be sure to let me know what movies, TV shows, etc. you're watching on your various streaming services, theatrically and so on. I finished season 1 of Good Omens on Amazon Prime. I'm going to be watching First Omen, the horror movie. I mean, it's kind of fun in a way that these movies and TV shows are similar with the end of the world style thing. But I also watched the movie Sting, a great Australian horror movie, and that's like a double whammy because not only did we have the great Sting, which is very, very similar to a 90s style or 80s style horror movie like Chud or Night of the Creeps or Night of the Comet. I love these style movies, even Attack of the Killer Clowns, where you have horror with a comedy, like dark comedy, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, etc. But Sting is pretty damn funny. Give it a shot. And Talk to Me was another Australian horror movie I watched earlier in the year. And it has a clone of it called Baghead. I mean, if you want to watch 2-for-1, two style similar movies, there you go. And God of War Betrayal. Let's try that out. Glue makes good games. Gameloft makes good games. We're going to try God of War Betrayal for a moment here. And I'll do a couple more before I end this video. And again, I should be posting it sometime in June for all the mini classics. Each of them will have their own individual setup for this. So here we go, God of War. And one of the coolest ones I found thus far. In my previous demonstration of this, I actually ran it on a PC and it ran choppy. I actually got this running better with the extreme PPSSPP cores than it actually runs on the J2ME emulator on my PC. How funny is that? So there we go. Lord Kratos, do you wish to enable audio? Yes. And speaking of Kratos, I watched the new Kong vs. Godzilla, and it feels to me it really, really feels deja vu. They modeled Kong after Kratos, complete with an axe, and Baby Kong being boy. Fun stuff there, without a doubt. Here we go. Look, this is so cool. Oh, yeah, I used to own this on my phone, and it was just so cool. I remember it wasn't the cheapest mobile phone game, but I used this one website to check for games that were on sale, and I remember getting this literally for 99 cents when it was on sale one time. But it definitely wasn't that cheap initially. And my iPhone, I still have probably hundreds of games that I got on sale. Many of these were free. In this game, I think the cheapest I got it was 99 cents. But it's also Hitman Go and Tomb Raider Go, which were kind of almost Stratego Risk style games, where you're moving across a chessboard and doing move by move, almost like Metal Gear Acid. I found that really cool too. Oh, very, very cool. Oh, look at this. We have one of those context menu games Unjammer Lammy, Parappa the Rappa, and earlier to a degree, Dragon's Lair. So you do, I'm probably not going to be able to do this. I'm probably going to fail my first attempt. I got to tap down when he does this. Weaken him. Hold down. Oh, I had to push OK. Okay. So what I have to do is push down, and then when I launch on, push the OK button, which would be my circle button. So we're going to go to God of War and on that. And we got time for one or two more games. Okay, but yeah, Kong vs. Godzilla. Also, like I said, I got a kick out of that. The soundtrack being done by Junkie XL, and I love that band, that guy. He did a song called Today, which happened to be in the game, Burnout Revenge, which I did in a previous video. I mean, now they do orchestra style music, but they did do vocals in the older songs. I'm not sure if it was actually them doing the vocals or if they had stand-in singers or such, but love their music all around. Okay, and I also saw the movie Abigail. Abigail was a fantastic movie. Really, really thoroughly enjoyed that. I also liked the other movie that was directed by the same person, Ready or Not. And I think he did Scream 5 and 6 as well. And, of course, Adam Wingard is the one who did Kong vs. Godzilla. You might know certain actors in a lot of his movies. He also did the movie called The Guest. And farther back, You're Next. The Guest and You're Next are other great Adam Wingard movies. What else do we want to do here? Oh, Zombie Infection. Okay. Zombie Infection was a pretty cool game. We'll do a 208 by 208. We got time for just a few more games here. And speaking of Australian horror movies, remember Wolf Creek? remember watching it with my sister, and she just, like, got freaked out. And that's one of those movies, like, it says it's based on true events because you really did have hitchhikers disappear, but you don't you don't know what really happened. Okay? Zombie infection. Of course, we have our games like Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Shinobi. I mean, there's so many licensed games here that really aren't on other systems. I mean, some of these games have ports on Game Boy Advance, and I would arguably recommend you play the Game Boy Advance ports of these. But there's games like this that are only on mobile and such, played on here. 2011 AD. Okay. Very, very cool. Skip. This music is... kind of reminds me of like when I first played Friday the 13th for NES, made by Atlas, disguised as a game that people thought was actually made by LGN, who is truly the publisher. And I got to the house, and Jason jumped out. I literally had a jump scare. That was a true jump scare. And the only other jump scare I've really had in a video game I can think of to date were the Dobermans in Resident Evil 1. And I don't consider that a spoiler because I think all of you have seen that by now. And yes, you probably all jumped when you saw them Dobermans. Oh, yeah. Oh. So, Zombie Infection, cool game. Definitely worth playing.